Hey friends, welcome to Mountain Meadow Homestead. My name is Melissa if you're new here, and today we're going to go over how much beef we buy for a whole year for our family of 6. Alright, so once a year we go ahead and we buy a whole cow for our family. And what this gives us is a bunch of steaks, roasts, ground beef. We've got the beef fat to make into tallow, and then we have some soup bones for beef broth. We're gonna go through, I'm gonna name off like all the steaks that we got, different roasts, and then we're gonna go through the process of weighing everything and getting a breakdown and comparing it kind of to our local store prices for meat to see if there's a cost savings or not. Now, we buy our beef locally and then it goes to a butcher and they process and package everything for us, and then we pick everything up. And this go around we got about 8 big boxes worth of meat. So we got about 3 big boxes worth of just ground beef alone. So what we have here, this whole row is ribeye steak. And so we got quite a bit of ribeye steak. Then we have a bunch of, all of this is New York steak, and then we have some sirloin tip steak. We have our soup bones, some short ribs. We've got our flank steak, and then we've got 2 things of stew meat, and then some tenderloin steak. We've got tri-tip, cube steak, got quite a bit of that. Top sirloin steak. This whole row is top sirloin steak. All of this is chuck roast steak. We've got more soup bones. Then all of this here is rump roast. Then over here we've got our beef fat to make into tallow. And we'll do a video on how to make tallow and get it broken down really easily in the crock pot. All of this is ground beef. So they are in 1 pound packages. We've got quite a bit of ground beef. So what we're gonna do is we have a scale here. We're going to load up these boxes with the different cuts of meat. We're gonna weigh them out, record everything, and we're gonna show you the breakdown of what everything cost. All right, so let's talk beef math, and I have everything into a spreadsheet because I am a spreadsheet girl. I love spreadsheets. So the cow that we purchased, the hanging weight was 680 pounds. The processed weight that I measured out was 387.5 pounds, which brought us to $8.37 per pound that we purchased of processed weight. Now, the beef that we purchased, it was grass-fed, grain finished, and so when I was trying to price compare, I tried to find products that were grass-fed or of a higher standard. And so I price compared our local grocery store as well as Walmart. So I'm just gonna kind of go through these numbers and tell you how many pounds we got of what, and then what the totals were for our local grocery store and then Walmart. So we got 45 pounds of rump roast, 31.5 pounds of chuck roast, 13 pounds of top sirloin steak, 15 pounds of sirloin tip steak, 15.5 pounds New York steak, 18 pounds of ribeye steak, 3 pounds of flank steak, 6 pounds of tenderloin steak, 2.5 pounds of stew meat, 6 pounds of short ribs, 4.5 pounds tri-tip, 6 pounds cube steak, and then we got 10.5 pounds of soup bone, 8 pounds of suet or the beef fat, and then 203 pounds of ground beef, bringing us to that total of 387.5 pounds of total meat. Now, our local grocery store, on some things that they were cheaper and on some things they were more expensive. They really didn't have options for grass-fed or organic or any of those items. So we just went with the run-of-the-mill, what they carry, and their total price was $3,360.56, which we paid $3,244.20. So that was a savings of $116.36 going through someone local to source our beef. Now, Walmart, they had more of a selection. And some things were more expensive and some things were less expensive. And it was really interesting to see which was more expensive and which was less expensive depending on the item. So just because our local grocery store, because we live so rurally, they tend to have higher prices. So Walmart's total ended up being $3,665.57, which buying our beef locally saved us $421.37 compared to Walmart's total. Now, you can find more expensive, less expensive on, through your local grocery store or any of these big box chains. But when it really comes down to it, you have to consider also what is the quality of the meat. I know the people that we get our meat from fairly well, and I know that they take pride in the meat that they provide to their customers and the way they treat their animals and whatnot. So I feel like I'm getting an even better deal because I'm getting meat that is from a cow that has been mostly grass-fed its whole life, out on the range, and it's local to me. And so I can't really put a price tag on that, so to speak. But either way, through our local grocery store or through Walmart, we did save money. And it's nice to have that meat in our freezer. We usually will get 2 pigs as well for a year. And I'll do a video on that when we receive that pork here in a couple months, and do the same thing with the price comparison. As of right now, what works for us is to buy 1 whole cow a year along with 2 pigs, and then we source our chicken just from a local store. We do have plans to do meat chickens this summer. That is one of our goals for 2025. We'll see. We have a lot of goals for 2025, and they're large and ambitious. So we usually have the beef and the pork, and then we usually stock up on chicken to keep in our freezers. And so it makes it nice because we're not having to run around to the grocery store very much, because between having the meat in our freezers and the stuff that we get from Azure, as well as the produce that we put up on the shelves during the summer, it keeps us pretty well stocked to make meals from what we have in our pantry. So I hope this was helpful to see the numbers put to it, and go out and support your local producers, whether it's dairy, beef, pork, any of that. Someone who makes bread every day. Go out and support those people because they make amazing products, and generally it's better for you than what you can get in the grocery store. So reach out, see who's around you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with others. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. We'd love for you to join us in all of our mini homesteading adventures to come. And we'll see you next time. Bye, friend.